Hello, I'm Tinkerbell. Do you like stories? Me and Peter Pan love stories. Wendy is always telling us different stories on Neverland. You know, I think she left her book. She did. Would you like to read a story with me? Okay. How about... Oh, this one sounds good. The 3 Wishes. Do you ever make wishes? You know, you can make wishes upon stars and maybe they'll come true. All you need is a bit of faith, trust, and pixie dust. Right. The 3 Wishes. One night, a man and his wife were sitting before their fire, talking. She was a good wife, and he was a good man, so they were passing happy most of the time. But now and again, the pair of them couldn't help feeling just a bit envious of their neighbours, who were richer than them. "It doesn't seem fair," said the wife. "It certainly doesn't," said her husband. "Now, if I had a wish," said she, "I know just what I'd do with it. I'd be happier than everybody else." "And me," said the man. "Pity there isn't such a thing as a fairy, right here, this minute." And suddenly there was, right there, that minute, in their own kitchen, all shining and smiling, a fairy. "You can have 3 wishes," the fairy told them, "but take care, once they're gone, that's it, there'll be no more." And then she disappeared. Well, the couple were amazed. They felt as if they had their heads on back to front. "Whatever do you make of that?" said he. "I'll tell you what I make of it," said she. "I know fine well what we'll wish for. Not that I'm wishing yet. But if I were, I should want to be handsome, rich and famous." "Where's the use in that?" said he. "That won't stop you being sick and miserable or dying young. Far better to be healthy and hopeful and live to be 100. "And how would that help," said she, "if I were poor and hungry in the meantime? Just prolonging the misery." Well, her husband had to agree with that. This is going to need some thinking. I reckon we'd best go to bed and sleep on it. We'll be wiser in the morning." "True enough," said his wife. But the fire was still burning, so they sat a little longer, talking things over. They were feeling very happy. "It'd be a waste to leave this nice fire," said the man. "It does seem a pity. We're not to cook on it. I wish we had a dozen sausages for supper." Uh-oh! Sooner said than done. Down the chimney fell a long chain of sausages and landed at their feet, and that was 1 wish gone. The man was flummoxed. He could hardly speak for rage. "A dozen sausages? What a witless woman is my wife! Of all the bare-brained individuals, I wish the dozen sausages were stuck on the end of your nose." And sooner said than done. The sausages leapt up onto the end of the wife's nose and hung there like an elephant's truck. And that was 2 wishes gone. "Oh, what have you done to me?" said she. She took hold of the sausages and tried to get them off. She pulled and pulled, she twisted and turned them, but they wouldn't come off. In the sheer temper, she jumped out of her chair, stepped on the end of them, and almost tripped up. Now she was very angry. Her husband sat there open-mouthed, just watching. "Well, don't just sit there watching. Do something for goodness sake," she cried. So then the husband tried too. He grabbed hold of the sausages and he pulled and pulled. But the sausages just stretched longer and longer and longer. When he finally let go, they sprang back like a piece of elastic, boxing his wife round the ears. Then they hung down, long and floppy again. "Oh, what a wretched woman I am," she began to cry. "Whatever will I do?" And her tears ran down the sausages. "Don't fret," said he. "I know just what to do. We must use our last wish to make ourselves very rich. Then I shall have the smartest gold case in the world made for you to wear over the sausages. Maybe a matching crown. You look very good." "Are you a complete idiot?" said the wife. "Have you totally lost your senses? Do you suppose I want to spend the rest of my days trailing sausages on the end of my nose? I want the last wish to get rid of these sausages, or I shall throw myself out the window." And to show she meant it, she rushed across the room, threw open the window, and jumped up on the windowsill. Then her husband couldn't help but smile. The sight of his poor wife standing on the window with a string of sausages hanging from her nose was such a comical sight. And after all, they were still sitting downstairs, so she hardly had far to jump. But he was a bit of a tease, and he couldn't resist winding her up one last time. "Of course, my dear, you must do whatever you think best, but it does seem a pity, knowing as how you wanted to be famous and all that. And truly, the more I look at it, the more it grows on me. I'm really beginning to think it suits you." "Suit me? A nose as long as a skipping rope? I should be tripping over it everywhere I turned," she cried. "Happen you could wrap it round your neck, lovely, then it serves a scarf and all." At this, his wife was fit to explode, but the man couldn't keep it up a minute longer. He started to grin, so he got up and helped her off the ledge, for he did truly love her. "I wish my wife could have her nose back to normal," he said. Ta-da! No sooner said than done. The sausages fell to the floor and coiled themselves up like a pet snake. "Well, some good's come of the bad," said she. "At least we still have the sausages." "I'll build up the fire," said he. "I'll put on the pan," said she. "What a good idea," said he. So that's what they did. The pair of them sat late into the night, frying sausages and toasting their toes before the fire, and talking, cosy-like. Well, what a waste of 3 wishes, if you ask me. You see, when you make a wish, you have to be very careful what they wish for. They accidentally wished for sausages, and then the sausages were on the wife's nose, and then they had to wish for them to go back to normal. But hey, at least they had some sausages, right? I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you'll be careful if you ever need to make a wish. Come back again sometime and we can read some more stories. Goodbye!